Yesterday afternoon, after the novices learned how to make clay sculptures, they got to meet Pacharamon Sewana, who shared her inspiration for living with them.
As she introduced herself just a second ago, she asked you when she first came in and you saw her, what did you think?
Sad because she has no arms.
I felt really inspirational with how she came in and tried, and she was happy, she's not sad, and I was really touched by her.
Pacharamon has a physical disability. She was born without arms, so she has had to use her feet to write and pick things up since she was young. But she shared her outlook on her strong sense of living with the novices.
ดิฉันมีใจที่เป็นคนปกติเหมือนท่านโดยใช้เท้าทำทุกสิ่งทุกอย่างเป็นเหมือนมือ
So as you can tell, her body is not the same as everybody else's. She is missing 2 of her limbs, okay? But her heart is the same as yours. And everything she does nowadays, she uses her feet to do her daily activities.
For today's activity, the novices got to paint a plaster sculpture of the Dharma riddle, close your eyes, ears, and mouth, and open your heart. The instructor told the novices during the break that most people use their hands to paint, while she uses her feet to do it. The difference may lie in the method, but what they have in common is the heart.
การที่เราใช้เท้าแทนมือมันค่อนข้างจะลำบากเรารู้สึกเราสู้กับความกลัวที่สังคมเขามองเราเพราะว่าเราใช้ไม่เหมือนกับคนอื่นมันต้องใช้ความกล้าหาญใช้ใจที่เราจะกล้าแสดงออกต่อสาธารณชน
Society or some people may look at her differently, and this is something which she needs to fight for, is to have the same right, the same opportunities as other people, such as you and I. But there's a lot of people in society that may not, look at her as she's normal because she's different. So she wants to be able to do the same things to the same standards which we do.
While painting the sculpture, Pacharamon explained that while she lacked educational opportunity, she was able to overcome these obstacles and eventually graduated with a master's degree in law. She also passed on her knowledge about rights and responsibilities to the novices. Before the end of the session, Pra Ajahn summarized the Dharma from this inspirational activity and had the novices give blessings to Pacharamon to show their gratitude. Pacharamon also joined today's evening chant and meditation.
All beings are the owners of their action and inherit its results. Their future is born from such action, companions to such action, and its results will be their home.
Today's Dhamma story activity was particularly special because Gonkiat, a sand artist, came to illustrate the story of the Buddha by using sand. He demonstrated the basic techniques of sand drawing to the novices. Pra Ajahn Sunanto began the Dhamma through sand learning session by telling the story of the Buddha's life from the time that he was born. Pra Ajahn also taught the morals to the novices while he was narrating the story.
Eventually, after a period of time, you have the birth of the Bodhisattva, who was actually born in a very auspicious way. apparently when the Bodhisattva was born, there was no pain or any discomfort to his mother, and it's generally foretold as a lotus opened to receive the Bodhisattva.
The next sand painting depicted the story of Prince Siddhartha when his father heard the prophecy that his son would either become a great king or a great spiritual leader. So Prince Siddhartha's father tried to shelter him from all worldly miseries and sufferings, but the prince eventually encountered the four deities.
Still, the Bodhisattva saw many things. Here you can see, this is where the Bodhisattva actually sees a cremation, a body burning. And this is actually the first time that the Buddha actually the Bodhisattva directly saw death, because his father, the king, had arranged that for him never to see death or never to see aging or sickness. So he also wanted to dedicate his life to truth.
Prince Siddhartha tried to find answers to life through many methods, including asceticism. However, he could not find any satisfying answers, so he changed his tactics. Prince Siddhartha also had to fight with Mara before he became enlightened. Ajahn ended the story with the enlightenment of the Buddha. He then asked the novices about the meaning of the name Buddha.
Does anyone know what Buddha means? Yes? It's the enlightened one, or the awakened one. So it's kind of in a way, to explain one who is awakened. So in some ways you can say anyone who's awakened is a Buddha, but the way it's used traditionally, the Buddha is also called an Arahat, who is one who's freed from defilements. But he's also a Sammasambuddha, which means thorough and complete enlightened one, which means not only does he fully realize truth, but he also has the incomparable ability to teach others and to lead them to truth.
Ajahn clarified how the Buddha's enlightenment came from his spiritual quality, or parami, which means to practice with good determination to reach a higher level of satisfaction. Ajahn tested the novices on how much they understood the 10 virtues.
Metta is what?
Loving kindness.
Loving kindness, very good. And upekkha is what?
Equanimity.
The term equanimity has this term equa, which means even. So this is kind of in a way where you can just, the idea of the mind being even in all situations. So people have this quality of the emotions which are changing all the time, but we also have this quality of awareness, which is something which is even, and it's actually kind of more steady. But because it's steady, we actually take it for granted. We don't appreciate it, and we tend to notice the moving parts. So this is this quality of equanimity. It's the ability to tune into this very even part of the mind, which is aware, but doesn't attach to things. So this is very important for training. It's the ability to be aware, to take things in, to be awake, but to be unmoved by things.
Before the class ended, Ajahn mentioned that one of the most important virtues is wisdom, and how it is the key for learning and understanding. The crucial wisdom that the Buddha left us as a heritage is the teaching of the 3 characteristics: impermanence, anicca, dissatisfaction or suffering, dukkha, and non-self, anatta.
So in summary, the 3 things that the Buddha taught was impermanence and dukkha, which is a type of suffering or a lack of true happiness or unsatisfactoriness, and anatta, which is not self. So this is actually what you see when you have panya, wisdom. So this actually leaves a few of the paramitas. Does anyone know any of the other paramitas? There's only a few left now. So it's double bonus points.
The lessons and the activities in the afternoon of the final day of the Week of Love was about understanding the deeper mind through the Dhamma. This activity was suitable for the novices' age and helped to encourage their development. All of the knowledge, both concrete and abstract, that the novices have learned will be wisdom that they can use in their lives even after their period of ordination has ended. The week of Let Go, which is the final week, has started. The novices will learn intense lessons about the forest-dwelling way, together with how to make sacrifices and have compassion and kindness for other people. The novices began their day with a sitting meditation, followed by the morning chant.
Anunyasiko bhagava samaneranam asasikhatpatthani tesujja samanerehi sihitum panatipata veramani adhinatana veramani abrahmacharya veramani.
The novices have been receiving rigorous training on Samanera Sikha, or the 10 precepts, since the first day of their ordination, and they can now recite the 10 precepts with precision. The novices prepared themselves to meet with people waiting to offer them alms. Walking barefoot on the long and bumpy path helps the novices to become patient and helps them to detach themselves from defilement, which is an important monastic qualification. This trains them to be mindful in every step they take, to avoid hurting other living beings as well as themselves. Even though it started to rain, the novices still went for alms as usual. Making merit through the donation of necessities is a way to sacrifice personal happiness for other people's well-being with compassion and kindness. On the way back from the alms round, some of the novices volunteered to assist Pra Ajahn by helping him carry the alms bowls. Some of the other novices assisted Pra Ajahn by washing his feet. Before the meal, Pra Ajahn had the novices practice reciting the blessing chant that monks and novices recite to express their appreciation for the merit that the Buddhists have made. At the same time, the novices also practiced reciting other chants.
Just as rivers full of water entirely fill up the sea. Savaroko vinasatu. May all illness be dispelled. Sate Bhagavata May you never be with dangers. Sukhi Dayayuko Bhava.
Pra Ajahn assisted some of the novices who had not yet memorized the chants.
Kipameva samijatu. Ichitang patitang tumhang. Kipameva samijatu. You can see ki in Thai. So you sing this. Ichitang patitang tumhang ki. That's the first syllable. Okay.
Pra Ajahn offered techniques for the novices to practice chanting while meditating by increasing the level of practice to be more difficult.
Sappha sankhanupavena sada soti bhavantu te. What?
Is it straight? Is mine straight? Can you help me make it straight?
Some of the novices practiced reciting the chants on their own.
Patisangkhayo niso pinda patam patisewami newa dawaya namadaya namadanaya navihim.
Then Pra Ajahn had the novices do a sitting meditation before receiving their food. Pra Ajahn emphasized the importance of proper manners and behaviors to prepare the novices for a trip to Wat Pa Nana Chat in a few days.
After tomorrow, you are all going to Wat Pa Nana Chat. After tomorrow, you have to practice quiet, because Wat Pa Nana Chat, all the monks they are practice quietly. If you go there and make noise, and then they cannot practice, they will say that Ajahn here not teaching you.
While receiving the food, Novice J.L. volunteered to help Novice R.T. don his saffron robe. Pra Ajahn also explained about Wat Pa Nana Chat's tradition of reciting the blessing chant and the chant before meals, allowing the novices to understand the process of chanting there.
Okay, and then the Yatha is Ajahn Servant will chant. Ajahn Servant will chant the Yatha until Manijo Diraso Yatha. After Ajahn chant Sapitiyo Vivachantu, and then everybody can start. Saparoko Vinasatu. Until Apivatana Sili Sanicang Vuttapachayino. Chattaro Dhamma Vatanti Ayu Wano Sukhang Palang. And then we stop. This one for Ajahn Servant. Ajahn Servant will start Bhavantu Sappamangkalang. After that, we all chant Lakhantu Sabbadevada.
Phra Ajahn further informed the novices about other strict traditions at Wat Pa Nana Chat.
Wat Pa Nana Chat is a well-trained monastery. They won't waiting for you. If you go to toilet, they don't waiting for you. They are not waiting for you. Go together to take the food. If you are not there, then you will miss the food. Okay? So you have to get ready. Everything you have to get ready and waiting. No people waiting for you.
Throughout their final week of ordination, the novices will face more intense practices and lessons, as well as do new things they have never done before. It remains to be seen what their challenging new lessons will be like. After breakfast, the novices took care of their requisites, which is a daily routine that helps teach them discipline. Some of the novices assisted Phra Ajahn, which has become a familiar routine to them. Taking care of the requisites is simple, but some novices still need to learn from Phra Ajahn. He showed them how to do it and let them do it by themselves.
We combine with the stand first, and then you go to the lip. Please. Okay, combine them. So which side you put on the floor? This or this?
Because if we put it this side, this is what happens.
Okay, any side you just combine them. Okay.
Today, Phra Ajahn gave the novices some books to read before the learning session. However, they had to do it in a different manner today. Though the novices read books every morning, today they had to sit in an upright position while reading, which was more challenging. Some of the novices practiced chanting the recollection of the Triple Gem while they were doing the sitting meditation. Doing a sitting meditation in the right position helps the novices prepare themselves for the next activity, while at the same time improves their postures. During the learning lesson, Phra Ajahn taught the novices about social respect and etiquette between monks and novices.
I just a little bit of guide for you to do how we sit properly, how we respect practice with on here, respect and play, respect for a person, respect for your study. Even your people to come to see you, like before offering anything, they respect. Like Janjakino, Ajahn Thanu, Onamang, teaching you, you can respect. Before you ask anything, you don't say like that. You can. May I ask you something, Ajahn? May I ask you a few questions? It's like it, very, very good.
Pra Ajahn also taught the novices to pay respect to the alms bowls, which are important requisites for life in the monkhood.
You can respect for the bone and anything for the monk, like the people, let's respect all of you because you have the jivan. I remember many years ago, Ajahn Chant, he bowed in the bone when he stayed alone. I just thinking about it. Oh, why Ajahn Chant, Luang Por Chant, he pay respect about the bone when he go to trekking outside in the forest.
Then Pra Ajahn divided the novices into 4 groups to have them learn how to put up a gloat or sunshade, continuing their lesson from yesterday. Pra Ajahn assisted them as always. After they separated into groups, Pra Ajahn began with a demonstration on how to tie a rope for hanging the gloat.
I show you one time only.
Oh no.
Ati, one time only. If you miss, then you don't know.
If we miss.
Yes, if you miss, you miss. Okay, one, you tie like this. This one is over there. Yeah?
So
Okay.
not first.
This is the first step only, not yet.
It has 2 steps.
They have 2 steps. Okay, see, don't ask here. Look at here. Look at here.
Can you move?
Come back.
Meanwhile, some of the groups began practicing tying the ropes to the poles. While the novices were practicing putting up the gloat, Pra Ajahn asked some of the novices how they spent their lives while being ordained.
Just one of you, we just Ajahn guide a little bit, 15 minutes, sit meditation. You know how many in the Pusa hall? Just 15 minutes, I think. It's not so long. Here, I think really good train here. I think it's not hardly the training like that. The training is very simple training. You know, in the yoga, but yoga just for exercise. But here, Luang Ta, he said, from the mind.
Rope tying might be a basic skill for some, but it proved to be quite a challenge for the novices.
Oh, but it's correct tying it, right?
It's correct tying, but it's not tight. You don't watch when I
Daddy
teach.
long legs, I'm sorry, but I
teaching
had to
you.
squish you.
You was just I know tying.
I only know.
Not
I
tying.
thought it was easy.
Yes, everybody thought it's easy, but it's not.
Did you
So
think
that's
it
why
was
you
easy?
have to look. Huh?
Did you think it was easy?
No,
Finally.
it's not secure enough, and it's not this way. Okay, I'll show you again.
You're so strong.
See?
For some of the novices who managed to tie the rope, Pra Ajahn gave them additional tips on how to put up the gloat.
You need to go inside. You have to go inside.
Can you?
And then you have to open it. Open it.
Yeah, be careful of your face, otherwise you can go
You have to align the thing.
right in your face. And you're gonna try.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Push. Okay.
Ow, my head.
Life as a novice is not.
Wait, and then
as
come
easy
back
as
out. You're not finished. Come back out. Come back out. You're not finished.
You need to tie the white part.
No, you need to spread this out.
During the training, Pra Ajahn repeated the demonstration on how to put up the gloat several times.
No? Now we have no time for you to play now. You go down. You go down, sit here and sit. Wash it. Sit. And then this one, you take it and go around. Very easy. Go around.
Some of the novices tried to do it by themselves, but they still could not. So Pra Ajahn explained the steps to the novices once again.
Meditate inside, okay? So we need to be taught.
Each of the novices has learned how to put up a gloat, which is part of the forest-dwelling monks' way when they go to stay outside the temple. This is also a way to practice the Dhamma. Although the novices did not practice putting up a gloat for real, they could still adapt this experience to their lives. The topic for this afternoon's learning session was Heroes in the Field. Dr. Grisana, a Thai pharmacist who has dedicated herself to inventing an antivirus medicine for HIV patients in Africa and Asia, came as an instructor to share her knowledge and the happiness she has received from helping other people. Dr. Grisana talked about the origins and success of HIV pharmaceutical production with the novices.
First of all, I'd like to introduce to you the clip that Bill Gates has made, actually, or he has chosen me to be one of the heroes in the field of HIV/AIDS. So we are medicine makers for 20 years. I developed so many generic products, more than 100 products for hypertension, for diabetes, and for other diseases. I'm sensitive to the suffering of people. In Thailand in those days, in 1992, there were 150,000 HIV patients, and only rich people can get access to treatment. So what about the rest? If you are poor, you die. It's not fair. It's a human right, really. Everybody should get access to treatment. I have projects in many countries, setting up manufacturing in poor areas in China, in India, Indonesia, Thailand, the Philippines, and in Africa.
Dr. Grisana told the novices that she has helped other people for many years with firm belief and determination in her heart.
I always believe that everybody should get access to treatment. Actually, I was motivated by the sense that everybody should get access to treatment. Is a basic human right, really. If it is unfair, I will fight to the end. It doesn't matter what it costs me.
She shared her joyful experiences of helping both Thai and foreign people, which reflects her compassion and determination in her work. She also gave an example of a successful case she was particularly proud of.
This boy, Jacob, I think he changed my life as well. Initially, I wanted to work in Africa for only 5 years,
But this boy, he suffered from cerebral malaria. So I use artesunate suppositories that I prepare, or I ask people to prepare. After 1 hour, he was alive. So I felt that it's worth to do this. Even if I could save only one life, it's better.
After a while, the novices had many questions to ask Dr. Grisana. For the following activity, Dr. Grisana gave the novices a lecture about medicinal plants that are used to cure diseases. Many of the novices took an interest in this topic. After the novices learned about the effects and benefits of each plant, Dr. Grisana asked the novices to write about their own personal heroes and to provide reasons for their answers. Then she let them present their work.
I actually have 3 heroes. The first one is my mom and my dad, which like are the role models for me. They teach me a lot of things and help me become who I am right now. And the third one is there's lots of kings of Thailand, and all of them has been a really big impact on Thailand. They bring peace. They help Thailand develop, and I feel really proud to be in Thailand.
My parents, because they help me with my chores and they take care of me every day. Next one is Steve Jobs, because he creates a spectacular technology, and I would also like to invent new technology like him. And my last one is Bill Gates, because he also created a part of the technology, which is Microsoft, which comes from computers, which is a program.
So I have a hero. It's my parents, because they took care of me and they give me birth, and they also teach me about life and how to live and not to be a bad person. They also gave food to me, and they were kind to me and gave me everything.
So first, my parents, because they raised me up and taught me how to be a good person and gave me new knowledge, and my teachers for teaching me many things and making me learn with them, and trees, because they try to survive naturally and they give me oxygen.
Then Dr. Grisana shared her daily life with the novices.
You know, I wake up very early, 3 o'clock in the morning. I meditate for 1 hour, and then I pray for 1 hour. And then after that, I start reading. I read all kinds of books.
As the class ended, the novices thanked Dr. Grisana for sharing her knowledge and inspiration in utilizing professional skills combined with compassion to help others.
I would like to thank you for coming all the way here and telling us your experience in life. I was really amazed by all the actions you have done to the world and how much change you have brought to this world. I've learned lots of good qualities and actions that we should do And I guess we all had learned a lot today, so I would like to thank you a lot for coming here. Thank you.
This final week, in which the novices will learn to be selfless, make sacrifices for others, and practice as forest-dwelling monks, has begun. Although their Dhamma lesson has nearly come to an end, the novices can adapt all the experiences and lessons they have learned into their lives in order to become adults with compassion and kindness.